Barbeau, and I'm here at the Hungarian Cultural Center of Northeast Ohio, where there's something for everyone here on this beautiful day. From food, desserts, dancing, and singing, there's something to do. Come on inside and let's take a look around. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about this year's Hungarian Festival, a little bit different from the previous years. We're back here today, and go ahead and tell us about it.
Well, we're pleased to have everyone back because of COVID. We did nothing in 2020 and half of 2019. And we have a wonderful turnout today. Our organization has been an upstanding organization since 1979. And in 2000, we merged with the St. Stephen's Choral Group and Sports Club and became the Hungarian Cultural Center of Northeastern Ohio. We have 40 acres out here, 40 beautiful acres. We have a Sörház, we have a clubhouse. We had no mortgage, but now we do because we renovated and added wonderful, wonderful bathrooms and kitchen for all of our being able to conduct these picnics. We have 4 picnics a year, June, July. June is usually a picnic shared with the Buckeye boys and everybody from Buckeye Road. The signs, if you take a look, there are signs, all the streets where Buckeye used to be a massively Hungarian neighborhood. It was a little hungry. I mean, even our mailman was a black gentleman, and he spoke Hungarian. So everybody spoke Hungarian on Buckeye. You didn't need to know a word of English. We had butcher shops, we had clothing shops, we had banks. It was wonderful. It was a great way to grow up. All the churches, St. Elizabeth, St. Margaret, St. John's, the Byzantine Church, and the Protestant Church, First Hungarian Reformed on East Boulevard in Buckeye. So a lot of those people are who are supporters of our organization, though the newer Hungarians coming are also finding us and joining us. We like to speak Hungarian. I think it's so important to maintain your culture. Some of us being second and third generation, our Hungarian is not A1, but it's still Hungarian and you can understand it. We cook all Hungarian foods. We have zsíros kenyér, greasy bread, wonderful cholesterol on rye bread. We have töltött káposzta, káposztás tészta, laci pecsenye, marinated pork steaks. We have langos. We have our baker. Transylvania Bakery has joined us all these years. He's also a board member. We have our own bakery shop. We have a beer house. What else can I tell you? We will have dancers today. The Hungarian Regős from the Hungarian Scouts will perform today, as well as St. Elizabeth's dance troupe, which is the kind of Hungarian dancing those of us who grew up on Buckeye Road used to do, and they still perform that dance.
So something of this magnitude is very important to the Hungarian community. I mean, you see the turnout here today, hundreds of people so far, and we're only in the mid-afternoon. Talk about the importance of keeping this tradition going.
Well, just like anything, if you let it go, it won't exist. They're going to say, once upon a time, there used to be a tribe called Hungarians. It is no longer. So that is why we push to maintain our Hungarian heritage. We try to incorporate games or crafts for the children. Erzsi Elizabeth works that up front. We have kids games. Everything we do to try to keep it Hungarian. Somebody said to me, why don't you have wings? Wings would be so, everybody likes wings. Well, there are no Hungarian wings, so we're not having Hungarian wings. We try to maintain what is Hungarian because, again, like I said, if we don't maintain it, it'll be gone.
Sure, and you said that you've been setting up for this festival for the past few days. Go ahead and talk about the volunteers, who's a part of this, and how long it's been taking to do this.
Well, we start working on Wednesday. We make our own kolbász, so the guys cut the meat, process the meat, make the kolbász on Thursday. We make laci pecsenye, our own laci pecsenye. We marinate that, we cut the meat, it gets pounded on Friday, it gets tenderized on Friday. Then it is marinated and layered with onions and peppers and beer. And then on Sunday morning, they start frying it in vats of lard. The old-fashioned way, that is how we make it. Our goulash is made, every picnic, somebody different makes the goulash. And the greasy bread, we have gyros kényér, which is a tradition all the way back to on the plains of Hungary. They, you know, grab a slab of bacon and drop the grease on your bread. That's what they used to eat.
Okay,
so we maintain those.
I'm really hungry now. There's a lot of good food to eat here, a lot of preparation for this. What's your favorite part?
My favorite part will be tomorrow when I can go home. I love all of it. I love every aspect. I love the preparation. I love the cooking. I love the dancing. I love hearing the Hungarian music.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. We're looking forward to the rest of the day, and we appreciate it.
And I appreciate the interview. Thank you very much. And Joel, thank you very much.
Go ahead and tell us about the turnout so far this afternoon. What do you think the numbers are at? We're early on in the afternoon, a lot of the day still left over. What are your thoughts?
You're correct, you're correct. We're at, I think, about 400 people, and we're getting the afternoon crowd, the people that have gone to other activities, to churches today, so now they're coming out, and we're happy about that. We are got lines for all of the food, so that's a very good sign that what we're offering is what people want.
Okay, and a beautiful day, what's your favorite part of being here this afternoon? There has to be something. Is it seeing the people firsthand when they walk up and get the tickets? Is it the food? What do you like most?
Yes, everything. It's nice that we're finally able to see individuals, our friends and family, colleagues, members participating with the picnic. We're good to be out, and you know, we are practicing with our masks, so we want to make sure that we stay healthy as well as our guests are healthy also. So with that, you know, it's been good. I'm looking forward to the food because it's been a long summer. So to have the food available, that's always a lot of fun too.
Sure. All right, well, thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to eating the food, having a good time, seeing some of the dancers.
Once the music starts, it changes the whole personality of the affair.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Kissing and safe.
So first time here at the Hiram Hungarian event. Go ahead and tell me your thoughts about it so far.
Well, the crazy thing is, I've known people that have been coming out here for years but never made it, and I love it because it's not real big, like you get lost, and the people are real friendly, and it's in the woods. You're not in a parking lot like at the Berea Fairgrounds. I love it. I wish they'd have like 2 days instead of one.
That would be great, right? Now go ahead and tell me some of the food that you've had so far here today. A little bit of everything. What's been your favorite dish?
Well, I started out with the stuffed cabbage, had two of those, and the greasy bread, which we call
Sulina.
Sulina.
Yep.
And at our family reunion, we still do the Sulina, and because Grandpa started that when we were little guys. And then I had the lacy sandwich and a kielbasi sandwich. You see, when I got here, I weighed like 220. Now I'm 250.
Okay, well the diet starts on Mondays. It's the weekend,
yeah,
so it's always tomorrow's the diet. It begins.
Is beer fattening?
No.
Beer's
No.
So it's not the beer, but yeah. So the food's been great. We haven't had what's the stuff on the roll? The pastry.
Chimney cake.
Yeah.
Chimney
Have
cake.
you had some?
I didn't have any, but I saw it over there. It looked delicious.
Man, because the line's huge for that. That's our next mission. And so, yeah, all the food's been great. It's awesome. But I just want to say one thing. It's fabulous that they don't have it on Labor Day. And it's the week after, because everything's on Labor Day and you can't do everything. So it's really great that it's on the Sunday after. If it was 2 days, it'd be better, but I know it's a volunteer thing. And that's it. I'm going to go get some more beer. And that's about it, Star.
All right, well, cheers to you, and I hope you have the rest of a great weekend ahead, all right?
Thank you.
Thanks. unbelievable. I'm really hungry. Go ahead and tell us what you're making here this afternoon.
All right, so today Dad's making what's called a kürtös kalács in Hungarian. It's a chimney cake in English, and it is a sweet dough that he makes. He rolls it out onto a rolling pin, which then he puts a egg wash on it. And then my brother rolls it in crushed walnuts and sugar, which he cooks over the open coals. And then it's called a chimney cake because it's hollow inside, and you just peel it from the top. So back in the old country, when they used to have it, you could put it on your arm and walk around the city and just eat this kürtös kalács. So that's what he's making today.
Okay, so if I put that around my arm, the diet starts tomorrow for me, okay? So on Monday, it's going to start. Go ahead and talk about the preparation. How long has it been to prepare for this event and specifically hear this delicious food?
We've been preparing for a week because we do the dobosh tort, we do a walnut tort, we have the custard squares that we bring out as well, including the crackling biscuits that we bring. And then Dad makes the dough fresh morning of this picnic, so that way it's cold, it's fresh, it's ready to roll out. So.
Sure, and go ahead and tell us about your team here. Is it just your family working on this? Are these some friends, some volunteer? Who's a part of it?
So it's really just family. So we've got my brother, my dad's wife, and then my dad's friends came out, so we were really busy, and my dad's wife doesn't speak English, so it's hard for her to help me out. So my brother's friend's wife stepped in, and she can help me out, which makes the line go a little bit quicker.
Seems like you guys are keeping the tradition going here. Talk about that aspect, being able to do that with your family.
Honestly, we just kick it together. So we try to, come to the picnics as a whole. I recently moved back home, so I wasn't here last year for the picnics or the year before. But I mean, it's always been, really the three of them that show up, and the two of them do the chimney cake. So.
Sure, and if there's a dessert someone has to take home today, which one is it and why?
Oh my gosh, it would be every single one, but if you like chocolate, I would say our dobosh tort because it's delicious. It is not too rich, and because Dad makes the chocolate himself. And then I would say the custard square because it's one of my favorites because it's handmade custard by Dad. So.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
It's wonderful to be able to be here. I mean, after 18 months of not being able to play and, being by myself, it really feeds my soul to be able to come and play music in a setting like this. And it's wonderful to play Hungarian music.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the songs that you're playing here this afternoon for the patrons.
Well, we play a mix of music. We describe our band as being from the Carpathian Basin because we are of several different nationalities. Myself, my mother is Hungarian, my father's Croatian. Actually, my mother's family came from Northeastern Hungary, from a place called Muchony, which is near Miskolc. And we have people from Ukraine and from Romania and from Slovakia playing with us. But we're united by a love of Hungarian music. And the music that we play is a mix of things. We do a lot of the music that was brought before World War I by my grandparents' generation. So you will hear a lot of the famous Magyar Nota and the stuff that we think of as sort of like balzene, the music that's played at balls and played at picnics. At a setting like this, we play mostly Hungarian, but we play some other nationalities as well, depending who comes. We also play some népi zene, particularly because we have people here from the Hungarian Scouts, and I know they like to dance it. So, for example, we'll probably play some things from Kalatoseg and places like that. But mostly we're playing the famous Magyar Nota that is from the Hungarian revival that was brought to the United States by what they call the Öreg Amerikai folks. So that's what we do.
Now, how can someone here support your band? On social media? Is it in person? Do you guys have concerts? Are you on Zoom still? What can people do to help you guys out?
Oh, I can tell you exactly. Well, there's a couple ways you can follow us. Number one, we are Harmonia Band. That's just Harmonia Band, all one word, on Facebook. We post everything that we're going to be doing that's public. We also have a website harmoniaband.com, and it's possible through that to buy our CDs. We've got 2 CDs for sale right now, and we've recorded several CDs. Also, for people that are in the Cleveland area, we are going to be playing a full-scale concert at the Maltz Performing Arts Center on Sunday, October 13th at, I believe, 3 p.m., and that is located on the campus of Case Western Reserve. So that is going to be our first big concert in Cleveland since before the pandemic, actually really since February of that year. We'll also be playing for the Hungarian Scouts Ball on October 30th, and come out and see us, buy CDs. If you are really enthusiastic, you can buy a t-shirt. And of course, we're always looking for sponsors. So if you like what you do, we would be happy to have some sponsors. And that makes it possible for us to play in places where otherwise we could not.
Sure, and that event in October sounds like it's going to be a great time, some event that you can go to if you're looking for something to do in the fall. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, we just need to keep the Hungarian music and the spirit of the Hungarian people alive. And the best way to do it is to come to places like this, like the Hungarian Cultural Center, and of course, please support the events that have live music.
Sure. All right, well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
A lot of preparation for today's dances. Go ahead and tell me about it, what it entails, the practice for this. How long have you guys been going forth with this?
Unfortunately, because of COVID, we had a 1.5 year break. We did meet a couple of times, but for this particular dance, we only had 4 practices because we had to call off a week's worth of practice because we did have someone come down with COVID. So we were very cautious. We wanted to make sure that we were able to dance for the Hungarian Scout Festival during Labor Day weekend, and it worked out. So we were able to dance for that festival, and so I don't know, 4 practices, 5 practices. It's not enough. Not enough.
Not enough, but I think it was a very wonderful job that you guys did. Go ahead and tell me about the men and women that were dancing here and who they are.
Yes. These are young Hungarians living in the Cleveland area. They're aged 14 to 18, and they're members of the Hungarian Scout troops here in Cleveland. They're all active members. They all lead patrols. They all read, write, and speak Hungarian, and one of the rules to belong to the Hungarian Scout Folk Ensemble is that they are active in the Scout troops.
Okay, and go ahead and tell me about the dances, what those were about, and the music behind it as well. I know it has a significance too.
Yes, indeed. We danced 2 dances. Our first dance was, or I should say, our first choreography was from the village of Szék, which is from the region of Mezőség in the region of Transylvania. For Hungarian folk artists, Szék is the Mecca. That is the first place where, in the 70s, Hungarian folk dancing was discovered, in that it still was alive and well in the villages. Szék is a dead-end village, and because it is such, not many people went through it, and it managed to keep its archaic speech, dancing, and music. So we normally the dances of Sikh are not performed on the stage because really it's 7 different dances, and it's hard to mash it up into one choreography. Also, the other dances that we showed you were the archaic dances from Moldova of the Chango people. These are very archaic dances, line dances, or I should say dancing in lines, not line dances, as you know, like the cowboy line dancing. And the circle dance, or anything danced in a circle, is a very archaic form of dancing. And so that was kind of a mashup of all the dances from the Chango people as well.
Okay, and the uniforms that they were wearing, the dancers, they were very beautiful. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about those.
So the village of Sikh has a very specific folk costume. As you saw, the black and red, it's very typical of Sikh. The folk costumes themselves are from the village of Sikh. We brought them to the United States when we went on our last folk culture tour, and the folk dress of the Chango people are also directly from the Chango people, from Moldova. In fact, I just told the kids when we finished that one of the skirts that one of the girls was wearing is 90 years old. So it's in beautiful shape, and is it a testament to the use of natural fibers and the testament to very specific practices when making textiles. So those folk costumes were made by the villagers and embroidered by the villagers, and as I said, one piece is 90 years old.
And I would say that's one way to keep the tradition alive, is wearing that. How can patrons support the dancers and you guys as well?
Well, we're having a fundraising Guyash Langosh takeaway October 17th at St. Emmerich Church. That's one way. Another way is to support all of the organizations that we dance, lots of festivals, and we dance at those festivals, and we would love for everyone to come to these festivals because we draw from those groups that have the festivals. We also will have a 50th anniversary performance. We're already getting everyone prepared for that. It's not this year or next year, it's the 2023, November. But it takes 2 years to get ready for a 2-hour performance. So that's why we're telling everyone about it, so we can all save the date. November 18, 2023 is when next time we have our big gala event. And then we have nut roll and poppy seed roll fundraiser that Lajos from Transylvania Bakery bakes for us. And we do various fundraisers. So keep an eye out. Bocskai Radio does a great job at talking about our fundraisers. So if everyone listens to the Hungarian Radio Hour, you'll know all about, not Radio Hour, it's the several hours, Bocskai Radio, then you'll know all about the Hungarian Scouts, because Zsolt does do a 1-hour program each month about the Hungarian Scout programming.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about your role here within the Hungarian Festival at this organization.
Well, I have been active with Hungarian organizations. For 6 years I was the president of the Magyar Club in Cleveland, and for 14 years I was the president of the Hungarian Club in Naples, Florida. And so I live both now in Florida during the winter time because it's too cold for me up here, and then I am back here. I go to St. Emmerich's every Sunday to church. This morning I sang all the songs at the Papal Mass in Budapest. When they were singing it on TV, I was singing it in Lakewood, because I still remember the Hungarian songs from when I grew up on Buckeye Road at St. Margaret's Church.
Okay, wonderful. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about what you're wearing here today and how it's symbolic to the Hungarian community.
Hungarian shirt, and somebody made it for me, and it was all hand sewn, and actually I have a plain white one too with Hungarian himzás, the sewing, the stitching, and so I enjoy my tradition.
Speaking of tradition, go ahead and talk about the importance of keeping the tradition going for the next generations of Hungarians here in the Cleveland area.
Well, I think that the people need to do that. You just force yourself to do that because it's a wonderful thing. We all, everybody has some type of heritage, tradition, and it's nice to be Hungarian.
Absolutely. Okay, anything else you'd like to add or let the community know that's going on here or how they can support us moving forward?
Well, there are various activities, and there's thanks to social media today, you can find out when activities are, and they're never real expensive, and like you come out here today, people are standing in long lines for Hungarian food. And the food is all homemade and it's delicious. And you can bring your friends out here and be really proud of it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Speaking of the Hungarian Society, go ahead and talk about the importance of having an event like this, especially not being able to have it last year, but here we are again, a beautiful day, the turnout, long lines, smiles, good food.
Absolutely. It's people are craving social contact. This is outdoors, so a lot of people are maskless, and it's just nice to talk to people and not on a Zoom call.
Absolutely. And for those who want to be a part of the society, go ahead and tell me how they can sign up. Who's a part of it? How many people are a part of this as well?
Oh gosh, this is if you go to HungarianCleveland.org, you can find each organization's website, and then you can do your research like that and find out. There might be some yearly dues, but it's always free to show up at an event, meet with old friends, eat Hungarian food. There might be a nominal gate admission fee, but anyone who's interested in any of these things, there's a Hungarian school, there's Cleveland State has online Hungarian course if you want to learn the language. The Scouts meet and conduct their activities in the Hungarian language, so there's always a church dinner going on, there's cabbage roll sales. Best place to go is HungarianCleveland.org, and from there you can branch off into your particular area of interest.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you again for following us on our journey this afternoon throughout the Hungarian Cultural Center of Northeastern Ohio. We hope you enjoyed a little bit of the dessert, the food, the dancing, and all the fun. If you're looking for these kinds of events, you can continue to follow the Hungarian Cultural Center of Northeast Ohio or Bachkai Radio with any events that you may be looking forward to. In addition, the upcoming Gulyás Festival kickoff will be happening on Sunday, October 10th. Come on down here, try some of your favorite gulyás soup, and we'll see if you'll be the winner. I'm Star Bodie.